Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is MrNoSleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today we bring you loot from 1,000 hard clue scrolls. All of these clues and clips were gathered by my good friend Wiggy of the channel, taking over 300 hours to complete, and on top of all of that, this was all being done on an Iron Man account. If you want to check out his Twitch or YouTube, I will leave the links in the description below. So a big shout out goes to him, and with all that being said, let's go ahead and showcase this long journey of obtaining 1,000 hard clue scrolls, as well as showing all of the loot received and of course the master clue scrolls on top of all of that. First off, it is important to note though that all of these clues were obtained by killing warped jellies. You won't see much of that footage in this video, but if you want to see loot from 40,000 of them, that will also be in the description below. And the overall kills that it took to get 1,000 hard clue scrolls ended up being 41,696 warped jellies. As you'll see on screen here, all were killed by using a max mage setup and ice barrage, as well as ice burst for other kills, using over 87 million GP to fund the rune purchases just to make that happen. Approximately 350,000 chaos runes, 50,000 blood runes, and 300,000 death runes were used. Millions upon millions of magic XP. And here we are already at 1,000 caskets. No need to waste any time. We still have a long video left and a lot of caskets to open. All of these drops were tracked in a bank tab and on RuneLite, as you can imagine, so the value will be 100% accurate, overall starting at 877 hard clues and ending at 1,877. I am curious to see the loot. I am definitely going to be doing this video in the future on my account, probably in the next 6 months sometime. We really want to see Third Age on this channel, so the goal for these caskets is really just to make back the GP that was spent at jellies, maybe in the form of alchable drops, obtain all the god uniques, and if the luck is strong enough, maybe, just maybe, we will be blessed with a Third Age item or even a gilded item. Hopefully we don't see any noted potions though. Those are very rare as well to land on, similar to the gilded, and I'll make sure to put a very useful screenshot that I found in the description below that goes over the rarity of Third Age, gilded, and noted potions. Really breaks down the odds, so that's very helpful. And speaking of other rares that you can get from hard clue scrolls, here is a Robin Hood hat, a little over 1.2 mil, so it's definitely gone down in price through the years, but that's one of the best items that you can get, right above Zamrock D'hide boots, any god D'hide boots in general, and it's definitely not common to see, so that's really nice. And whenever a master clue was seen, just like in most of these clue scroll videos, everything was paused and it was completed. Not all the master clues could be completed, but I will be getting more into that when the master clue loot is shown. And speaking of the master clues, there is a lot of master scroll books that were obtained throughout these 1,000 hard clues, as you can imagine, and although they're not that worthwhile to stack and collect on an Iron Man account, they are pretty good to sell on a main account. It's always a nice clue scroll reward. Even if you're doing a med clue, you can occasionally see it. But that master clue scroll book, all those teleports inside of it, really does assist you when doing these clue scrolls, whether it's a master or a hard. Just certain steps take you to pretty strange locations. Something that's also cool about this video is that every single double agent and Zamrock and Sarah wizard that was killed through all these clue scrolls was tracked. A little shout out to that ancient D'hide shield. So all those drops added up as well, and if you want to see the screenshot for that, stay tuned towards the very end. Other than the teleport scrolls that I mentioned before, you always have the noted sharks and the purple sweets to look forward to. Those purple sweets are always on the rise, and they do help tremendously at Sarah God Wars and other things. A little history about the hard clue scroll. It was released into the game a long time ago, May 5th, 2004. It is members only, and if you manage to complete 300 of them, you can unlock the Uri Transform emote, or Yuri, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Either way, it's this guy here on screen, which is a really nice milestone for 300 completed hard clues. And if you think that's too far out of reach, the guy who's completed the most hard clues in RuneScape as of today, as of this upload, is a guy named Hey Jace, and he does have 16,170 completed. I don't know what's more incredible, the fact that he's rank 1 hard clues, or the fact that he has 200 mil in every other skill as well as that. Some people, I tell you, the dedication, it's actually through the roof, just incredible. As you can imagine, this video really isn't that much other than opening the caskets, and there's a lot of caskets to open, so I did try to fast forward most of these clips, and whenever a unique or something that is, you know, somewhat expensive was hit or seen, I tried my best to slow down those clips so you guys can appreciate the moment. There is truly so many different ways to obtain a hard clue scroll in RuneScape. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with all the different monsters that do drop them, and the bosses as well. I believe it's somewhere around 130 different monsters that can actually drop a hard clue scroll, and they really do vary in levels from all the way to 56 upwards of 300 to 400. Not to mention that you have all of the keys in RuneScape that can obtain hard clues from, such as the silver keys, as well as random things such as the Rogue's Castle chests. And then you have all the Magpie and Ninja Implings. While you're doing Slayer, even if you get assigned a random Black Demon or Elf task, or even a Drake task, which most people hate, you can always expect a hard clue from that. Alchemical, Hydra, you name it, you'll see it on the ground. So hard clues are definitely common in RuneScape. Many people do them, and a lot of people just avoid them. I would say personally, I started appreciating hard clue scrolls when I made an Iron Man account, because so many different things that you can get from a hard clue, such as a glory amulet trimmed, are hard to find otherwise. And you know, if your luck is there, then your progress can really be sped up just by doing a hard clue if you're just starting. Hardcore Iron Men do hard clues too, but obviously there is steps that involve the wilderness, so that's always gonna suck. You know, there's always people out there roaming around. You never know who you're gonna run into, so you gotta be careful if you are gonna be doing wilderness steps. As it goes for Zaya, there's tons of Zaya steps as well, but you can more so expect Zaya for elites and masters. I've experienced, you know, less Zaya steps with hard clues. And according to the wiki, you do need 5% Shazian favor for one of the steps, so that is important to keep in mind. Kind of a random thought here, but there's a great monster to kill for these hard clues that also drop black masks. If you're ever a lower level, or if you want to use a cannon and get some good range XP, there's always cave horrors to look into. Whether you're off task, you can actually kill them and make pretty good money from the black mask drops and the hard clues. In general, you don't see too many people camp hard clues unless they're going for completionist log things. You know, you always have a collection log with so many items that you can get from different monsters and bosses and clue scroll achievements, things like that. So that is why a lot of people do camp these hard clues, but I'd say most people really stick to mediums and masters. Hards are starting to get more trending, especially now that there's a lot of top pagers going for them, but I would say for the most part that elites and masters are more fun to camp than hards. I've completed close to 1,000 hards, but I've never really done them all in one sitting. That's why I'm glad we have Wiggy doing this video, but I will certainly replicate this in the far future, because I myself love the master clues that you can get from these hard clues. It's pretty common to see. Nice reward there, Zamorak Kite Shield and Zamorak D-Hide Boots. Great combination. As I was rambling there earlier about 20 seconds ago, I think another Robin Hood hat was seen, so that's the second one of the video so far. 250 opened so far. So many runes stacking up, and also so much gold. I'm so curious how many gold pieces we're gonna have towards the end of this one. Clue scroll ranking definitely went up on the high scores after this log out button was hit. I remember back in the day when I first started playing RuneScape, the Cavaliers that you can get from these hard clue scrolls used to be in fashion. The Black Cavalier was my personal favorite. They did come out with red, blue, and white, but let's be honest, no one really likes those. Tan, dark, and black though, the original. Beautiful colors. I also slowed down the clips earlier when Enchanted was seen, because it's almost as if Wiggy received all 3 Enchanted pieces within the same 10 clues. So that was really cool. Enchanted actually came out a year after Hard Clue Scrolls did. A nice reward and pretty colorful. Of course, you're going to see some Rune Heraldic armor throughout this video. They did change the graphics of it though, so not a huge fan of it, but never really was to begin with. The Heraldic shields are used in a few steps, and the bucket helms I think are used somewhere as well. I'm more of a fan of seeing rune trimmed or rune gold or god armor such as Sarah, Zami, Ancient, Bandos, or Armadillo. So many different armors out there these days. They all have the same bonus as rune, but it's all about fashion, not so much of function. Some more Zamorak D-Hide boots, and I do have a good feeling that another rare is coming, a Zamorak full helm, back-to-back Zami items. It's really nice to see. All these pages adding up, and what do we have here? 15 noted anti-fires. Similar drop rate to Gilded. It's not quite third age, I believe, but yeah, that is very unlucky to see. I'm really curious what is going to happen to all those cooked lobsters. You know, this account can't use the Grand Exchange, and they're certainly not as good as sharks, so yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here thinking what those lobsters are going to be doing. Now you're probably sitting there thinking, why are you still listening to someone talk about lobsters? But I just did think that was a little interesting. Another rare drop coming in, 15 super energy potions noted. good. They aren't staminas, but they are one step closer. Another rare, weird, unique to hit, so that wasn't too soon after the last one either. I guess it's cooler than a Cyclops head though, if you think about it. Zombie heads is also a reward you can get from this. So many strange items such as a thieving bag and explorer's backpack, which, let's be honest, no one's doing any exploring with that thing on. They do have a item called the Pith Helmet, which is pretty cool. I think the chromatic dragon masks, green, blue, red, and black, did have a lot of potential. I think when the lava dragon mask came out, that was worth like 20 mil or something crazy like that. Not quite the most fashionable thing. I don't think I've seen many people wear it, but nevertheless, they are still rewards to this day. Should make a set of armor for that, then add like a chrome dragon. That'd be really fascinating. Getting back on topic though, if you are curious about the Iron Men in this game who have completed the most hard clues, the rank 1 guy currently is named Phrygian, and he has completed 8,672. Before this video, I'm not too sure what Wiggy's rank was, but it looks like he's currently rank 14 overall with 1,897 hard clues completed as of today. That is only 3 behind the great live streamer MMORPG, so shout out to him. If you are a big fan of killing Firewatch Sentinels for the Blood Amulet drop, then you can always expect a hard clue scroll from those as well if you ever want to AFK there. If you are lower level, maybe you can check out Onkus or Moss Giants. Even Temple Spiders are pretty good, especially if you're an Iron Man account. And here we go, a Gilded Hosta coming in with almost 500 hard clues already open. But yeah, that is very nice to see. There was actually a Gilded Spear seen about 100 clues ago, but Wiggy didn't notice it and neither did I, so I guess it's not that relevant. They're very, very inexpensive. They're not the best gilded items to receive. You more so want to be seeing the plate body or the plate legs for the more valuable gilded drops. But nevertheless, gilded is gilded. It'll fit on the collection log and it'll help out the price check tremendously. And it is important to note, if you do die in the wilderness with a clue scroll above 20 wild, it will disappear completely, so be careful. Make sure to bring a clue box if you already haven't purchased one. And since we brought up the wilderness, a big shout out to Scared Zebra. He's completed 604 hard clues on a hardcore Iron Man. That is simply incredible. I wish him all the continued luck on staying alive, no matter what he's going for. Here's a gilded square shield, more expensive than the last piece, a nice little 624k overall. Really nice fashion scape as well, and it is a unique. This has not been seen yet in this video, so that is awesome. I would definitely recommend RuneLite for completing these hard clues, just like I recommend RuneLite in every other clue scroll video I've ever done. Because of the ciphers, because of the coordinates, as well as the puzzle boxes, it will just give you the answer on screen. It is a 100% free cheat sheet to use, and it is allowed. So if you are ever going to return to RuneScape, I know a lot of people watch the videos that don't play anymore, make sure to check out RuneLite for your hard clues. You certainly won't regret it. As it goes for the skill requirements for these, if you're unfamiliar, really just the highest level requirement I'd say would be 68 fishing to reach the fishing guild, but you can boost that with the Admiral Pie if you're 63. Now as it goes for agility, that's a different story. You do have 56 needing to be done, but you can boost it from 51 with a Summer Pie. That's for a Elf City step, or not Elf City, but the forest outside of the elf area. Not many level 3s can do hard clues, if any at all. I'm not too sure, but you know, there are certain steps like 50 range and 40 attack, as well as 60 prayer that you do need, so lower levels can't complete harder clues as commonly as higher levels can. That's just kind of how it goes. If you're an Iron Man and you do need to get rune boots for a step, you will need 80 Slayer, and if you do need to get blue D'hide Shaps, you do need either 50 Hunter or 68 Crafting. The only quest that you really need to gain access to a Bone Spear, which is used in the Shiloh Village step, is the Lost Tribe quest. Outside of that though, there is probably about a dozen other quests or more that you do need to do, or at least start, in order to access other steps around RuneScape. Since old school RuneScape has been released, there has been 4 different clue scroll related updates, but not really anything too important, just the fact that Bloodveld and Dark Beast do have a chance of dropping hard clues. This was in March of 2014, finally giving relevance to a Bloodveld task. If you ever got anything good from a Bloodveld Slayer task because of that hard clue scroll, you can thank that update right there. And other than that, there's just 2 little small updates, and then on June 2015, you were able to now have 1 of each tier clue scrolls, so you can kind of, you know, get a hard clue and then stash it with Watson, and then you can get another one and keep it in your bank. Current casket count down to 380 or so. A lot of master clues have been seen seen. No third age pieces yet. Lot of god items and even a couple gilded pieces. There's another one right there. Gilded square shield again this time. 683k, a little bit more expensive overall. We have a gilded hosta, gilded spear, and 2 gilded square shields with 378 hard caskets left to go. I think it's easy and safe to say that all of the pages have been acquired, as well as almost everything else that can be seen from these hard clues. Can't imagine all the high alching that will be done after this opening, but I'm sure the coin stack will look really nice after it's all done. Clearly those ornament kits, the Berserker Necklace ornament kit, as well as the Obsidian Maul, Rune Defender, and Dragon Boot ornament kit can only really be used once. You don't really need to use it more than that unless you somehow lose what you got. So while they do look nice, they are not going to add much value or purpose at all to this price check. Same as the magic combo, you know, fire lighters. There's all sorts of weird stuff, but everything does truly add up, and it's nice that we have RuneLite to keep track of everything accordingly. As it goes for the master clues, since we are getting close towards the end here, I will say the overall amount that was seen did come out to be 55 out of 1,000 hard clue scrolls, and 38 of them were able to be completed. The only reason all the other steps weren't able to be completed was just because of, you know, steps such as get a Zamorak God Sword or mine a rune rock. Things like that just couldn't be completed yet on this account. And there's yet again another noted 15 super energies. So many hundreds of caskets later. Not good. I think I'd rather take the lobsters over that. That definitely hurts the RNG on that one. Well, with 300 caskets left to open, let's go ahead and do a speed round, and I will be back if anything is seen, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 1,000 hard clue caskets have been opened. A big shout out to Wiggy for again putting in all the time, and now it is time to get into the masters. Yes, this is the exciting part, no doubt about it. 296k followed by 900k. I really like these master clues. I mean, the thing with these are every single casket can be anything. There's a great reward right there right away, 5 mil, the torture ornament kit. Absolutely incredible. Really looking forward to seeing the mimics as well. Hopefully there's a lot of those coming up. And there's Wiggy's first one of the video. Let's go ahead and see what we get from this one. 497k, not too bad at all, followed by a 500k and a couple other good rewards too. I did see Gloves of Darkness in there a few clues ago. Looks like we're coming up on the second mimic. This one coming out to be not the best, just 304k from that. A little bit of dragon action going on there. You can also expect ornament kits in the master clues as well. There's the Armadour Godsword one, but you certainly cannot expect a third age kite shield. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first time third age has been seen in this loot series, and it was on a master clue. That is incredible to see, especially on an Iron Man account. I really hope that when I do 1,000 hard clues, I have this kind of luck, because third age is one of my biggest goals, and it's really incredible to see, let alone on my account, on any account in this game. So that is huge, almost as huge as this second reward, an Anku robe top, 31 million GP. That is a humongous reward, definitely amazing. I mean, it's almost as cool as a third age kite shield, but you really can't get much cooler than that. So these clues are really adding up to be a humongous amount, not to mention that ornament kit earlier, all the mimics, and now another occult ornament kit, 4.3 mil from this one this time. Also saw a hood of darkness, which is nice to add on to those gloves of darkness, another collection log piece completed. And the very last master clue scroll casket does come out to be just about 200k. Looking at all the rares as well as just this incredible bank tab, you can see all the time that went into this definitely paid off well. Every single god armor set completed, hundreds of rune items, 2,500 of those awesome lobsters that we talked about earlier, a lot of heraldic pieces, a lot of god d'hide, a zoom in close up of the 1,000 hard clues that did come out to be 143 mil is shown here. Numerous gilded items, 4 master scroll books, a lot of god pieces, so much to go over, and you can just kind of see it for yourself. There's nothing better than visuals, that's for sure. Can't forget about all those teleports, the glory trimmed, only saw one of those throughout the 1,000, only one black cavalier as well. 55 master clues overall, and we will show the price check from that just after this. And as it goes for the master clues, the price check shown 82.2 million GP, that Anku top being the top dog, as well as the third age kite shield and all the ornament kits with all the teleports and everything included. It makes it so that if you add it to the hard clue price check, which came out to be 143 mil, and the master clues being at 82.2 mil, means that 225.2 mil was made from 1,000 hard clue scrolls. Well, that's going to be it for now, guys. We really appreciate you watching the video, and we hope to see you in the next one. Tons of loot videos coming from us this month, and really do appreciate you guys' continued support. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and check out those links in the description below. And until next time, MrNoSleep out.